Hey there guys, Fave here, and today I'm going to do an interesting kind of video where I just kind of talk for a little bit about my opinions, right? So, everybody knows the Valks on Roblox, the Valkyrie helms, all of that stuff. And to a lot of people, these are dream items to be desired and saved up for a long time. But is it really worth it? Well, it really depends who you ask, but since we're asking me, and since Derek Soul on my Discord server asked me, is getting a Valk worth it, I might as well answer the question, one Valk at a time. But before we can do that, we have to jump into today's challenge. And today's challenge is, if you've ever watched a show before, then smash that like button. Also, I noticed most of you aren't subscribed, so what are you doing? Go ahead and subscribe and hit that bell, and you'll have a chance to win a code that can be redeemed for 1,000 Robux. 5 of you will win one once I reach 500,000 subscribers. Alright, let's talk about it. So, I'm going to start with the cheapest Valk ever released in the history of Valks, which would be the Festive Sword Valkyrie. Now this item is not attainable now, but back in like 2015 or so, all you had to do to get this Valk was win 10 times at sword fighting tournament, which used to be a really popular game where you just go round after round fighting your opponents. So basically, this was free. This costed 0 Robux, this was a free Valk. So is this Valk worth it, the Festive Sword Valk? Well, it's free. It can't be not worth it. It's not like it degrades your inventory by entering it. It has its place in Valk history, and, you know. Then we have the Valkyrie of the Metaverse. This Valk was also free, because when the Ready Player 2 event happened, and you did all the objectives or whatever, you would get this for free. Now there was rumored to be a pink Valk in production, but this was never released, and instead the Valkyrie of the Metaverse is released. It's not the ugliest Valk for sure, but it's also not the best Valk. But considering the fact that it was free, I could also rate this Valk as definitely being worth it. So, then we have the Valkyrie 3000. Not quite a Valkyrie helm, but it still sports the buttons and the wings that the other Valks have. This is what often gets forgotten in Valkyrie discussions, but I'm still going to bring it up anyway. So the Valkyrie 3000 cost 250 Robux originally. Now, is this worth 250? Sure, I mean, 250 is not going to kill anyone. Nobody's died over 250 Robux, at least I really hope not. But a little bit over 10,000 Robux today, I would say that the Valkyrie 3000 is an acquired taste. And according to Roblox, in the future, all robots wear Valkyries. The future doesn't make sense. I mean, 10,000 Robux, I'm a little iffy. There's less than 1,000 that exist, though. So you are investing into a semi-rare item. So that's up to your interpretation. But in my opinion, I would say worth it. Because it's not too bad, and it's kind of rare, especially compared to the other Valks. Now we have the Orinthi Valkyrie. Now this is a really obscure Valk that not a lot of people know about. And so, if you read the description, fight with grace and style, Master of the Skies. Get this item when you redeem a Roblox card from 7-Eleven Canada in August 2017. So you had to spend at least $10 to get this Valk. So let's say it's 1,000 Robux. Is it worth it? I would say 100%, considering a lot of the card items aren't that good, and this is almost a Valk. It has the wings, it has the buttons. I mean, it's also probably pretty rare considering you could only get it for 1 month in history and if you were Canadian. So, is this Valk worth it? For sure, worth it. Similar to the last item, we have the Knights of the Splintered Sky Winged Headdress. It doesn't say Valkyrie in the title, but if you take a look at this, there's still the buttons and the wings as trademarks by the famous Valks. It is an honor to don these wings. Many aspire, but few will succeed. Get this item when you redeem a Roblox card from London Drugs in August 2017. So similar to the last case, you had to be in the right place at the right time and spend at least $10 to get this. Is it worth it? Just like the last one, it's worth it. So next up, we got the Icevalk, one of the most famous Valks, and also one of the newest ones, coming out in late 2019 as one of the last limiteds ever released. Dear Freya, guide my spear. Blessed Forseti, let it strike true. Mighty Balder, light my joy in victory. So at its original price of 20,000 Robux, this is without a doubt worth it. Not only is it a good looking item, but if you bought it for 20,000 Robux when it came out like I did, and now it's 270,000 Robux, yeah, that's worth it. Now, is it worth it to buy it for this amount of Robux, 270,000? That is more up for debate. In my opinion, I'm honestly going to have to go ahead and say not worth it. 270,000 Robux for I don't know. I just don't find it worth it. There's so much more that you can do with over 250,000 Robux that I don't think Icevalk is a worthy investment. Violet Valk. for 50,000 Robux, non-limited, be joyful in victory. So, I've always called out this item for being a ripoff and a waste of Robux. But I'm just going to try to think of the perspective of a Valk fan. All the other cool Valks cost way more than this. And this one is like only 50,000. However, the way I've always looked at it is it's not unlimited. There's no way you will ever get any money back. Maybe you could get 10% back through the commission feature, but even then that's 45,000 Robux spent on Robux you'll never get back. It's not like a limited where it's an investment. You could sell it, get your Robux back. You will never ever see that Robux again, okay? Be joyful in victory, but be sad that you wasted 45,000 Robux at the bare minimum. It is a good looking Valk, admittedly, but no, not worth it. Next up we got the Tix Valk, which cost 500,000 ticks, roughly equal to about 25,000 Robux at the time. So considering that this item is super rare and was only on sale for a couple weeks in 2016, this is definitely worth it. A very cool item to own, a piece of Roblox history. How many items have ticks on them, right? And so yeah, 100% worth it. Sparkle Time Valkyrie. This originally cost 250,000 Robux, and that's already pushing it. But there was less than 100 sold, and if you bought it for 250,000 Robux originally, then it is worth it because it is worth a lot more than that now. You profited, so yes, it's worth it. For 1.8 million Robux, and that's the price it sells for frequently, I'm gonna have to say not worth it, dude. All it is a Valk with glitter on it. Like, I don't know, dude. I don't see the appeal, and I don't like the Sparkle Time Valk. I've always thought it was an ugly limited, and I don't have time for this, so let's move on to the next Valk. Next up, we got the Summer Valk. I actually did an entire video trashing this Valk, so you could just go watch that on the top right corner. But in summary, not worth it. It's so ugly. And then, of course, we have Red Valk. I have a lot to say about Red Valk, but what can I say about Red Valk that I haven't said before? Well, I've never really commented on how I think the item looks, just minus all the loaded baggage with it. It's honestly one of the best looking Valks on Roblox. I mean, I like how vibrant the red is. The buttons, the dark red, it's okay, but the bright red really pops when you're wearing it. I remember when I used to be able to wear this item, but let me not start crying during the video. Let's go ahead and move on to the next Valk. Oh yeah, and is the Red Valk worth it? For me it was, and for most people probably yes. But if the price keeps going up on these chaser codes, it might not be worth it in the future. Oh, Black Valk. The best looking Valk on Roblox, and the only Valk that, and the most expensive Valk on Roblox, if we're just talking about pure Robux, okay? So this originally cost 1 million ticks, which was roughly equal to 100,000 Robux at the time. Was it worth it if you bought it for its original price? Oh yes, that multiplication on the investment. Is it worth 3.5 million Robux? In fact, it sold for 5 million Robux a month ago. No, not worth it. 5 million Robux can buy you so much more, and you could invest that in a game or something, but nah, dude, not worth it, okay? I wouldn't, listen, no, okay? And of course, you have the original Valk, the one that started it all the way back from 2008, originally costing 24,000 ticks, roughly equal to 8,000 Robux back then. Was it worth it back then? Actually, if you bought this for original price back then, it was just a flex. It was definitely not worth it, but you didn't really have much else you could spend your money on, so if you got rich, then you might as well flex on them. So I guess it is worth it back then. Now today, for its 200,000 Robux price, and it's been way up there before, it really depends where you are financially on Roblox. If you're a super rich developer with millions of Robux, what's 200,000 Robux gonna do? But if you're just like a kid saving up his Robux, buying a ton of it to try to get this, no, it's not worth it. There's so many better looking items. I mean, have I ever told you how ugly the original Valk is? It's the ugliest shade of blue, and the blue and the red clash so hard that nobody ever matches their outfits to this Valk. It's just pure ugly. I hate it, I hate it, I hate it, and it's so ugly, and it's not worth it. Speed round. Worth it? Worth it? Not worth it. And finally, we have the Sinister Valk. Only one of these exists, and it was given as part of the Make-A-Wish Foundation. And just by default, I'm gonna have to say it's not worth it, considering you need a terminal illness to acquire this item. So, stay strong, Sinister Valk owner. You'll get through it. And that's about all I have to talk about today. I hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure you smash that like button, follow me on Instagram at Fave here, join my groups on Roblox, Roblox Fave Fan Club, and Fave's Cave. Check out my channel membership for early access to videos, discounted merch, and more with the join button next to the subscribe button, and join my Discord server, discord.gg/Fave. And it's your boy Fave, and I am out!